Your doorbell camera is supposed to give you peace of mind, right? Right? It lets you see who's at the door, check on packages, and keep an eye on things when you're not home. But sometimes these little cameras capture moments that are anything but reassuring. Moments that are strange, unsettling, and downright scary. Today, we re-diving back into the world of doorbell footage to uncover some of the most chilling things ever recorded. This is the 5th volume of our series, and believe me, the clips just keep getting creepier. So lock your doors, turn up the volume, and get ready, because you're about to see things that will make you think twice before answering your door. Let's start with this clip from a quiet suburban neighborhood. It's late at night, around 2 a.m. The homeowner received a motion alert and checked their phone to see this. A figure completely cloaked in a dark hooded robe is standing motionless on their porch. The person's face is totally obscured by shadows. They don't ring the bell. They don't knock. They just stand there like a statue for nearly 3 solid minutes. The homeowner watching live was absolutely terrified. They called the police, but by the time the officers arrived, the figure was gone. Who was it? What did they want? The sheer stillness of the person is what makes this so unsettling. It's a silent, ominous presence that offers no explanation, leaving only a lingering sense of dread. A delivery driver drops off a package, takes a photo, and leaves. Standard stuff. But watch what happens about an hour later. A car pulls up across the street and someone gets out. They walk casually up the driveway, grab the package, and start to walk away. The homeowner gets an alert and uses the two-way talk feature, yelling, "Hey, I can see you. I'm calling the police." Now, you'd expect the thief to run, right? Wrong. The person calmly turns around, looks directly into the camera, and gives this slow, unnerving smile before walking away with the package. There's no fear, no panic. Just a chilling confidence that's almost more disturbing than the theft itself. It's a bold display of defiance that leaves you feeling incredibly vulnerable. This next one is straight out of a horror movie. A family was on vacation when they got a motion alert from their front door in the middle of the night. The camera captured a woman, looking disheveled and distressed, stumbling up to their porch. She begins frantically banging on the door, screaming for help, yelling that someone is chasing her. You can hear the sheer panic in her voice. She keeps looking back over her shoulder into the darkness as if expecting someone to appear. The homeowners, watching from hundreds of miles away, felt helpless. They called 911 and directed them to the house. When police arrived, the woman was gone, and a search of the area found no one. Was she in real danger, or was this some kind of elaborate, terrifying prank? The mystery is what makes your skin crawl. Now let's talk about things that aren't human. This clip from a rural home shows something truly bizarre. The camera is triggered by movement on the porch steps. At first, you can't see anything. But then, a small, shadowy figure seems to dart across the screen. It stays too fast and moves too erratically to be a common animal like a cat or a raccoon. The homeowner played it back in slow motion, and it almost looks like a small, humanoid creature scurrying on all fours. It moves with an unnatural speed and agility before disappearing into the bushes. The family that lives there has reported strange noises around their property for months, but this was the first time they caught something on camera. It's a truly baffling piece of footage that defies any easy explanation. Sometimes, the scariest things are the ones that hint at a much larger, more organized threat. Take a look at this. A person walks up to a front door in the middle of the day. They're dressed in plain clothes and are carrying a clipboard, looking like a utility worker or a surveyor. They knock, wait a few seconds, and then start closely examining the door's lock and frame. They even peer into the sidelight windows, trying to see inside. After about a minute of this, they make a small, discreet mark with a chalk pen on the corner of the doorframe before walking away. The homeowner later learned from a neighborhood group that several other houses had been marked in a similar way. Police believe this is a tactic used by burglars to mark potential targets, noting which houses are empty during the day or have weak security. This next clip is unsettling on a completely different level. It doesn't involve a person or an animal. It involves a child's toy. A family had a small motion-activated rocking horse on their porch for their daughter. One windy evening, the camera captured the horse starting to rock back and forth on its own. At first, you assume it's just the wind, but then it stops. A few seconds of complete stillness pass, and then it starts rocking again, this time more violently, almost as if someone is pushing it. The wind hadn't picked up, and nothing else on the porch is moving. It does this several times throughout the night, starting and stopping with no apparent cause. It's a classic paranormal-style event that's hard to shake off. Here's a situation that shows how a doorbell camera can potentially save a life. A young woman is walking home late at night. As she approaches her front door, you can see a man emerge from the shadows behind her and start following her up the walkway. He's closing the distance fast. Just as she gets to her door and starts fumbling for her keys, the camera's motion-activated light floods the porch. The man, suddenly illuminated, freezes in his tracks. You can see the surprise on his face. He hesitates for a second, then quickly turns and walks away, disappearing back into the darkness. The woman was completely unaware he was there until she reviewed the footage later. It's a terrifying what-if scenario. What would have happened if that light hadn't turned on at that exact moment? Let's look at another strange encounter. It's just after midnight, and the camera picks up a car slowly cruising down the street. It stops directly in front of this house. The car just sits there for about 5 minutes with its headlights off. Then the passenger door opens, and someone gets out and places something on the lawn. They get back in the car, and it speeds away. The next morning, the homeowner goes outside to find a single old-fashioned porcelain doll sitting upright in the middle of their yard, facing the house. It's not a new doll. It's weathered and has a cracked face. There was no note, no explanation. Just a creepy doll left as a bizarre, silent message. The randomness of it is what makes it so disturbing. It feels like a threat, but one that you can't possibly understand. This next clip is a masterclass in suspense. The footage begins with the sound of faint, melodic music, like an old-timey ice cream truck. But it's 3 a.m. The homeowner's camera pans slightly to follow the sound, and you see it, an old beat-up van driving impossibly slow down the middle of the deserted street, playing that eerie music. It has no markings, and windows are blacked out. It continues its slow crawl past the house and down the block until both the van and the music fade into the distance. Residents from several blocks over reported hearing the same thing that night. It's a scene that feels ripped from a Stephen King novel, turning a sound of childhood joy into something deeply sinister and menacing. Finally, we have this absolutely baffling clip. The camera records a bright flash of light in the sky, followed by the homeowner's power cutting out for a few seconds. When the power and the camera come back on, there's a person standing on their lawn, staring at the house. But this isn't just any person. They appear to be wearing a silver, almost futuristic-looking jumpsuit. They don't move a muscle for nearly a minute, just standing there. Then, as suddenly as they appeared, there's another flicker in the camera feed, and they're gone. The homeowner checked the entire property and found nothing. There were no footprints on the grass. Was it a prankster in a weird costume? Or did this camera capture something truly out of this world? The footage is so strange it leaves you with more questions than answers. And that's a wrap on another volume of the scariest things caught on doorbell cameras. From silent stalkers to phantom figures, these clips show that you never truly know what's happening just outside your front door. It's a good reminder to stay vigilant and be aware of your surroundings. Which clip did you find the most terrifying? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and want to see more creepy content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.